You're live. It says you're live. It says you're live. Okay, so I'm going to trust that I'm going live because it says I'm going live. Hello. This is me leaving my comfort zone. This is me practicing what I preach. So I think the times has come, especially with these energies at the moment, for us all to do something a little bit different, especially if we get that calling. And we may try and talk ourselves out of it, mightn't we? But I haven't done that now. So I just want to check that I am going live and that people can see me and hear me. Someone's there because of I'm getting the thumbs up, but I don't know if there's a, hopefully you can chat. I haven't done anything to stop people from chatting. Oh, Jessica. Hi, Jessica. Oh, thank you, Liz, for being there for me as always. Yes, we can. Brilliant, brilliant. You can. Thank you. Love you. Okay. For the 1111 portal energies. And hi, Kathy. Oh, my babes are on. So yeah, this is me leaving my comfort zone and wanting to do something a little bit different. So I wanted to reach out on YouTube, and I don't know how the settings are. And Melissa, I'm going to get quite emotional now. All my ladies are on. So this is, I'm not sure about the setup because it's all very different. So whether I've clicked certain things, but it looks like it's going ahead. So the first thing I wanted to say, just while we wait, maybe a few more people might come on. I did a video a couple of years ago on the 11th of the 11th, and it's called Lest We Forget. And I have put a link in the description to that because I think it's so relevant. So hi, Anne, sending love back to you. So I think it's really relevant for the 1111 portal. So the first thing I want to say, because a lot of us are English or from those parts, and it's about the remembrance Sunday or the remembrance time around the 11th of the 11th, which is all fine and good. Hi, Jan from Belgium. Remembering is great and lovely. And I just want to remind people, please don't forget your power, your energetic power, because if you're remembering those that lost their lives and you're doing it with grief, despair, resentment, and anything like that, then you're going to be keeping yourself in a contracted state of being. And we need to remember that our contribution to the collective is the frequency of the emotion that we're feeling in any now moment. And that doesn't mean that we don't feel the negative emotions, but we can do it from an expanded state of awareness when we focus on the love and the gratitude and we honor those that have lost their lives. So if anyone is in a state of mourning and putting themselves in a low frequency of sadness, grief, despair, resentment, or what have you, that's not helping anybody, and it's certainly not helping the peace in the world at this time. So I'm just going to ask you to either, if you want to know more about it, because in the video I do talk, I use the scale of consciousness and I do talk longer about it. So if you are interested in that and how energetically you're affecting the collective, then please check out that video. But for now, just so that we can focus on honoring, loving and having gratitude for anyone that's passed over in the great wars or the world wars or whatever it is that we're remembering people for on the 11th, because I know that's a tradition. So it might be a tradition that we want to think about and think about how we remember people, and we remember them with love, gratitude and honoring their service, because that way we are maintaining an expanded state of being. And if we're in an expanded state of being, expressing that love and gratitude and appreciation, that is what is going to be reflected in the collective. And that's how we bring love, gratitude and appreciation into the collective. And no wars can be born out of that frequency. So that's the main point. Oh, you just watched it this morning, Melissa. Oh, brilliant. Hi, Elaine. Oh, brilliant, brilliant. So the other thing I just wanted to mention was that if you don't know me, if you're new to seeing me, my name is Deborah Jane Sutton, and you can find out more about me and the things that I do at my website, deborahjanesutton.com, and from this YouTube channel. So have a good browse around. Fred, bonjour. Ah, is that Fred as in Jessica's mum? Hello, bonjour. And the other thing I want to say, because I'm going to be doing a Celtic cross. Now, I don't know why that came to me. I am just following. Yes, love to you, Fred. Normally I just do for my messages just 3 or 4 cards or whatever comes out, but something told me I had to do a full Celtic cross, so that was a bit weird. But you know, you've got to follow those energies, you've got to follow your heart. I mean, if you get a calling, don't second guess it and go, why am I being asked to do that? I mean, you're being asked to do something, just do it and see. If it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. Because nothing matters, right? Nothing matters. I won't swear, but nothing matters. So it's all good. So I'm going to do the Celtic cross. And as I'm doing it, I'm going to let you know what is the meaning and the significance of each position in the Celtic cross. And there should be a picture of it, because I haven't got a camera on the table. So there is a picture of it on the thumbnail for this video. I don't know how you get to see that now, but anyway. So I will be letting you know what each position means, which also means, oh, hi, Lucy Lou, which also means that reminds me that I want to let you know, if you're interested in learning to read tarot for yourself, I am offering a Learn to Read Tarot online course. It's starting on Monday, the 4th of December at 7 p.m. Is it 7 p.m.? Yes, 7 p.m. Spanish time, Central European time. So that would be 6 p.m. in the UK. And it's a 3-parter. So it's going to be Monday, the 11th of December and Monday, the 18th of December. And I'm going to cover, hopefully, everything I know about reading tarot in that course. So check out the poster, which I have on the homepage of my website, deborahjanesutton.com. Check that out if you're interested in learning. We're going to be talking about spreads, we're going to be talking about shuffles, we're going to be talking about all of the minor and major arcana cards, of course. We're going to be talking about the elements, the numbers, the astrology, and most importantly, I'm going to be focusing on how you can tap into your uniqueness and your gifts in order to let them shine through your personal unique readings, okay? Because that's the most important point. So it will be about heightening your intuition as well. So I think that's everything that I want to say before we get started now. Thank you for you guys that are on. It's always nice to know that I'm talking to someone. And that card wanted to come out. So the first card that comes out, they're all face down. This is the way I work. I shuffle them and then I see which cards fall out. That's my way of shuffling. Different people shuffle in different ways. But the first card is the issue at hand. The issue at hand. The second card crosses it. This is why it's called a Celtic cross. And the card that crosses it either hinders or enhances the issue at hand, depending on whether it's a positive or negative card. Now, anyone that watches my readings knows that there are no positive or negative cards. There are just heads up on the way to navigate things. So I see the second card, which crosses the issues at hand. I see it very much as just being an influence, shall we say, influencing energies. So that we've got the heads up on any influencing energies. And the next one that comes out is the conscious mind. What's going on in the conscious mind? What are we aware of? And the next one, the fourth card, which goes underneath that cross, is the subconscious mind. So this is an important one because it's like, what's going on that we don't know about, that we need to know about? The next card that comes out with a Celtic cross is past energy. Past energy that's affecting the issue. So let's have a look. Can we have some past energy? Thank you. So these are all still face down for me. Past energy, and that goes to the left of the cross. Past energy affecting the present situation. And the next card, which came out readily then, is your next step, which was quite nice that it came out readily. See, like, to me, that's all very relevant. You know, the past actually took a while to come out because, like, do we need to focus on the past? And the next step came out really readily. So I'm taking that already as a positive sign that we are all ready to take our next step. And the other thing that I've noticed with doing the Celtic cross, when I was taught tarot and when I was taught the Celtic cross, I was told that the next step could be anything between like the next month, 2 months or 3 months away. And then the longer term, the last card, the outcome, was often said to be like up to 6 months or a year away. I don't see that. I don't use these time markers anymore because when I'm reading for people, I see that our next step is always in the now moment, because always we're living in the now moment. And the now moment is when we get to shift our thinking, shift our beliefs, shift our way of looking at life, and the way that we get to shift our emotions and our frequency. And that's what we're creating from. So as far as I'm concerned, the next step is always in the now moment, if that makes sense. And then the longer term one is where that's going to take you when you take that action in the now moment. Does that make sense? It makes sense to me anyway. The next one is our energy. Now I'm doing a group reading. This is why it's kind of I'm a bit nervous about it, because not only is this my first time on YouTube Live, but also to do a Celtic cross for a group is kind of new for me. So, and I'm wondering why I'm being called to do that, because like this card, the 7th card, which is at the bottom of like there's a staff that goes up to the right of the cross. It's usually when I'm working with an individual, it's the energy of that person. So this card now is going to be our energy, like as a collective, I guess, or not as a collective, as a group. This is very much Jessica, you're so lovely. I'm feeling very well supported. Yes, so this is going to be interesting because it's going to be something about how we're all, you know, as a group, and I'm thinking as a group of awakened souls that are looking to shift the frequency and the consciousness level of the collective through shifting our own frequency and our own level of consciousness, because that's how we help, right? That's how we help the world, is by shifting our own state of being to one of peace and love. So the next card, I had to wait. I was shuffling for a while, right? Nothing was coming until I said the next card, and then it wanted to come. It was waiting for me to shut up. So the next card is what's coming up in our environment, how we are being influenced by what's going on outside of us. And I've got 2 other cards that are actually sticking out. So the next one, when I was taught the Celtic cross, the 9th card is hopes and fears. I personally interpret that as any other information. Any other information that we need to know. And there's a final card wanting to come out, and there's there's a 3rd final card wanting that's going to come out as a clarifier. I don't know. So I've got 2 coming out at the final number 10 spot, and the 3rd one that wanted to come out, I've got it as a clarifier. So we'll just see how we go. We will see how we go with that. So let's dive in, you patient souls, Let's dive in. Let's just take just a couple of breaths. So tap into your own intuition. If it resonates, if the message resonates with you, then it is for you. And if it doesn't, it isn't. And that's fine. Because especially for a group reading, it's okay that some messages don't resonate. It's okay. They will be resonating with someone somewhere, and that's what it's all about. But you'll know when something resonates with you, because it will just, you'll feel your heart kind of expand, or maybe you'll have a thought that's like, oh yeah, that makes sense, or I can relate to that, or something like that will show your resonance to it, and then it's for you. And if you're feeling like, nope, that, a little bit not closed, I don't want to call you closed-hearted, but just like the heart isn't, opening up like that, then it's not for you. So let's dive in and see, what is our issue at hand as a collective with these 11 portal energies? And I'm loving it, actually, because we have, starting off, the Six of Swords. Now, this is a beautiful card to start off with. You see here, the sea is rough, and here the sea is calm. Now, the Six of Swords obviously comes after the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is mental conflict, right? Where people's views, people's ideas are all conflicted, and people are in a state of division and separation. Now, this is big that's going on at the moment, isn't it? Because I really feel in this stage of the Great Awakening, we've got to the stage where, when we feel ourselves being divided from another subculture or another way of thinking, we know straight away that that's not us in our divine state of being, because there is no separation. And if we're not looking at everyone and everything as another part of the divine spark, then we're not in an expanded state, are we? We're not following our own evolution, are we? So the swords are air, they're thought processes. And this is a reminder that we are creating our reality in every now moment through our thinking. It's through our thinking. It's like Shakespeare said, there is no right and wrong. No, he said that there is no good and bad. There is only our thinking that makes it so. There could be an action, any action, and one person can view it as good and the other person can view it as a negative action. It depends what side you're on. We're not playing that game anymore. That's what this card is saying. We're not playing this 11 people watching and 11 messages. Thank you from the mystic. Yeah, thank you. That's perfect, isn't it? So this card is about moving on. Oh, it is so beautiful to actually, it's like we're turning a corner as a collective. I mean, we're just turning a corner. We're realizing that if anything happens in the collective that makes us take sides or have an opinion that is divisive, then that's not the way forward. That's us in our ego. That's us in our state of separation. And that's not us being authentically the divine souls that we came here to be. So this card is about moving on into tranquil waters. These waters are calm and peaceful, and they're escaping the conflict and the troubled waters. So when our thinking moves on from being in conflict and being in a state of separation and being them and us, or having beliefs that are divisive, when we move on from that thinking, that's when the collective will move on from conflict and we will move into a place of tranquility. So what a beautiful start to the readings. What's crossing it, hindering or enhancing it, is the beautiful High Priestess. Now, the beautiful High Priestess, because she is the most psychic card in the deck. She is the most spiritual card in the deck. She's a major arcana. Astrologically, she's Pisces, which of course is the most spiritual sign. And she is reminding us, as we move on away from conflict, and this conflict could be in the collective, it could be in your reality, it could be in your place of work, it could be in your family, it could be anywhere, but it starts in the mind. it starts with your thinking, how you think about other people, and often the baggage that comes with it. There's a lot of baggage that comes with a lot of conflict. But they did this, but they did that. No. It's just, if you're going to live in the now moment, we need to live from a place of love. And that's what she's telling us. She's, the moon symbolizes subconscious fears. And she has the moon tethered at her feet. She has no fears. Fear not. You are the creator of your own reality. What are you afraid of? You are the creator of your own reality, and you are creating it for your benefit in every now moment. That might not always look lovely. It might not be what you want. You might not be creating what you want, but you're creating what you need in every now moment. So what have you got to be afraid of? What have you got to be afraid of? I'm asking myself that. You're going live on YouTube for the first time. What have you got to be afraid of? Nothing matters, right? So this is really important. Now, these are the pillars of stability and strength. It's the Joachim and Boaz of the Temple of Solomon, but more about that in the tarot course. And these are actually pomegranates behind, which are a sign of abundance. So she is rising above the duality. I look at this as being the duality of the black and the white. That's what it's showing. But she's rising above that duality, very much like Rumi, you know, when he said, there is a field beyond right and wrong. I'll meet you there. And I'm inviting you to go live in that field. Let's go live in that field. Let's create that field and live there. There is no right and wrong. When you see someone doing something that's less preferred, shall we say, or maybe unconscious behavior, you know, we understand that they're on a journey of evolution. So understanding that is going to help us. And then, of course, it's up to us to show through example, shine your light. When you shine your light, the darkness goes. So when you shine, morning, Christine, when you shine your light like that, that's what's going to help other people, not reprimanding them, not punishing them. I mean, education, of course, but education in tapping into who they really are. So yeah, it's just seeing things really, really differently, isn't it, in that field beyond right and wrong. You know, it's just accepting everyone as they are. So it's kind of beautiful. She is so powerful. She understands that she's the creator of her own reality. She's actually reading the Torah, but Torah actually means scriptures, the scriptures. So these scriptures can be the Jing, or it could be even the Gene Keys in today's world, or it could be, I always think of Bruce Lipton, Greg Braden, Joe Dispenza, these people that are writing the scriptures. But I mean, she's studied, she's well studied. I would say the scriptures were like the Kybalion, which is an audio book on YouTube, check it out, which is about the 7 Hermetic principles. So the scriptures are very much about understanding how we create, how the universe is created, and how we create our reality within that. And so she's very well read on all of that. Other people that I think are writing the scriptures would be like Robert Edward Grant, and Matthias de Stefano, and people like that, who are really the forerunners in understanding how the 7 Hermetic principles are being played out in our realities, whether we know it or not. So do yourself a favor and study it so that you can really see how you can use that knowledge along with your divine light and your wisdom. Okay, so knowledge is good, but it becomes wisdom when you pass it through your heart and follow it that way. So the combination of knowledge and following your heart and following your own guidance is what's going to bring you to wisdom. Because she's very wise, of course. She's very wise. So what she's saying is, we need to, now that we're moving into, we have an opportunity to. Right, we have an opportunity to, as the conscious creators, we have an opportunity to move into calmer, peaceful, loving waters. And she is telling us to tap in to our spirituality, tap into our own intuition, follow your intuition, understand how you create your reality, so that you can bring peace to yourself and to the collective. Let's have a look what's going on in the conscious mind. Yeah, it changes. When we do that, we've got the Knight of Wands. This is, the Wands is fire. So it's transformational, it's passionate, it's courageous, it's bold, it's assertive. This is the card in tarot that has the greatest capacity for change. And it's coming up in our conscious awareness. So we are aware of the capacity for change that's going on in the collective at the moment with this great awakening. And it's starting because of the changes that we're making in the way we look at life and in the way we live our life and in the way that we feel and in the way that we think, and our desires, and understanding frequency. You know, it's like Nikola Tesla says, if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, you have to think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And when we do that, this is the change is massive. When you start focusing on all of that and you realize how you are the creator, you can put into practice. And I do want to just say here, if you are new to all of this kind of frequency rising stuff, and energy, you know, healing and stuff like that, then check out my first book, Heal Yourself to Happiness, which is free to download from my website at deborahjanesutton.com. And also on this channel, I have a series called Lessons in Awakening. So if you want to check those out as well, because they're going to help you understand how you can make little changes, like with affirmations, with gratitude, with understanding your energy, understanding that you are a multidimensional energy being, and things that you can do and how you can shift those negative emotions and how you can access higher levels of consciousness, which is what's bringing in the change. That's what's bringing in this change. So there's massive change going on, and it's making us all a little bit unsettled, isn't it? Well, I'm feeling, a little bit unsettled, because we know the change is there. We know that change is the only constant. So if you're not changing, then you're not evolving. And we also know that if you don't make these changes when you're being called, you know, if you're being called to do something, maybe change jobs, maybe start a new project, maybe leave a relationship, you know, maybe move house, something, you're being called to do something. And then immediately our ego will come in and say, I can't do it. I haven't got enough time. I haven't got enough money. I can't leave this person. I can't leave this house. I can't leave this job. What will I do? How will I live? All these limiting beliefs come in. And so very often, you know, the calling has to keep coming. You know, when you understand that that's how it works. And if you don't follow the calling, the universe in the end will lose patience with you and give you a tower card moment, kick you up the backside, and then everything in your life will come crumbling down for your own benefit because you didn't listen to the calling and you didn't go when you should have done. So in the end, everything will collapse so that you have to go. Okay, so that's why this is about courage. He's very much my courage card, because when he comes up, we need courage to do this. Even if it's something little like going live on YouTube for the first time, you know, it just takes courage, doesn't it? But there's much bigger steps going on as well. People are leaving the day job and following their hearts, not knowing how their mortgages are going to get paid. I was in that situation. As it happened, I sold the house and didn't have a mortgage afterwards. So just take the leap of faith, because have the courage to do it. He's come to say, yes, it's uncomfortable. We're not sure why we're being called to go maybe to another country and, you know, give talks or do whatever. But we're being called to get our hobby, our passion projects out there to a wider audience. And we can't see with our limited human mind how we're going to fund things. But it doesn't matter, because if you're being called, then there's a divine reason, and then your abundance is attached to your frequency. When you answer the call, your frequency will rise. When your frequency rises, your abundance level rises as well. So he said all of that to me. He's quite talkative, wasn't he? Let's have a look in the subconscious. And this is beautiful because, of course, the page is the one that comes before him. And he's the page of wands. pages are opportunities and offers. Now he's coming up in the subconscious because we're not aware. We're not aware. When we take this leap of faith and we do something differently, okay, it could be big, it could be little, it doesn't matter. The universe doesn't care. There's no difference between, taking a giant step and, something tiny. It doesn't matter, right? It's just action. Wands are physical action in the physical world, right? It doesn't matter on what scale, right? There is no scale, right? So with this change that we're aware of, and we're itching, there's some kind of unsettledness because we want to make this change and we haven't done it yet. What's coming up in the subconscious, which we're not aware of, is the opportunities and offers to take that action is there, right? Because pages are messages, they're messengers with messages, and opportunities and offers to take new transformational action. But we can't see that yet. We can't see that yet because it's in the subconscious. So there's a little message here about trusting, isn't there? This is about trusting. We've got to trust that we've got to make this leap of faith. We've got to take this leap. We've got to just do it. Just dive in. There is only you. Everybody outside of you is a reflection of a part of you. So if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. You're never going to be left penniless. It's all going to work out if you're following your calling. Okay, if you're being irresponsible, that's different. But if you're following your calling and then take that leap, because the order that we read these in is also relevant. So it looks like you've got to take this, have this courage and take this step. This horse is raring to go, and horses are positive movement forward. So he's raring to go, but you've got to go before the opportunities and offers come in. You've got to take that step. So you're taking that step into the unknown. We are being asked to take a step into the unknown. And it could be about starting a new job, or I want to say a passion, hobby, something that we really enjoy, something that we know raises our frequency. We're being asked to do more of it, bring it into our life, maybe use it more as a channel for abundance. Because when we do that, there's going to be more opportunities and more offers coming in. You're going to be rewarded, basically. We're going to be rewarded for taking that courage. Okay. And this is beautiful because this is the past energy that's affecting the present situation, and it's the Strength card. It's such a powerful card. I love this card so much. It's a major arcana. She has tamed the lion with love. She hasn't tamed it with a stick or by force. She's tamed the lion through love. She's also a sign, this is also a sign of Christ consciousness. And this is about understanding that we're not leaving the physical world. We're not moving away from 3D into 5D. That's not how it works. What we're doing is we're raising our level of consciousness, which can be done through knowledge and raising your frequency and being open. We're raising our level of consciousness to that of, let's say, Christ consciousness. This is the Christ consciousness card. So when we can access Christ levels of consciousness, right, then we can bring that level of consciousness. We become that level of consciousness within our physical experience. So we're not moving away from the physical, but we are bringing that level of consciousness into the physical form. And if you have that level of consciousness in physical form, there are no wars, there are no conflicts, there's no, negative choices, conscious negative choices, willful negative choices, I want to say. So she is about Christ consciousness. So she's a reminder that we are accessing that level of consciousness, and then we are the bridge between heaven and earth. So we are then bringing that level of consciousness into form, because the physical world is created through us, and it's created through our thoughts, our words, and our actions. So she is transforming the lion through love. Okay, through those actions. She's thinking love, she's speaking words of love to it, and her actions are loving towards the lion, and he is submissive now to her. So it's the same with anything that we want to master. She's mastered the lion through love. If you want to master a musical instrument, you can do it through love, as opposed to forcing yourself to practice for 10 hours a day. And what are we here to do? We're here to master ourselves. It's about self-mastery. And you can sometimes master yourself. Maybe you are disciplining yourself, making yourself exercise, pushing yourself towards these, I don't know, goals or what have you. Or you can master yourself. Self-mastery comes through love, comes through loving yourself. And the more you love yourself, the more you will automatically love other people. It goes hand in hand. Of course it does, because the outside is a reflection of you, right? So the more you love yourself, the more people outside of you are going to love you. There's just, you're going to be creating a loving world for everyone by loving yourself. Transform yourself through love. Exercise because you love your body. Eat the right foods because you love yourself, not because you're depriving yourself or you're disciplining yourself or you're forcing yourself. No, that's all going to keep you in a state of contraction. Love yourself, love your body so that you give it what it needs. Does that make sense? So that's, and also we have the strength, we have the inner strength because we have divine strength. We have the strength of source. We have God's strength flows through us. God's love flows through us. God's wisdom flows through us. The God particles, the God energy, the source energy, the creator energy, whatever you want to call it, the most divine, whatever you want to call it, it flows through us. If only we allow. This is about allowing it. It's flowing through us anyway. It's our human limitations that create the lack and block that divine wisdom and strength. Okay, our next step, interesting, our very next step. And I said to this before, this is the now moment. He's stealing the swords. Now, we can interpret this in a number of ways. So stay with me on this one, see which one resonates with you the most. Typically in tarot, this is a card about people around you not being trustworthy. If you've got people around you that you can't trust, then I suggest that you start looking at trusting yourself. Okay, this is about you trusting yourself. I am going to give you homework. That's not bad. We've got halfway through the reading and I haven't given homework yet. So here comes your homework. If that's resonating with you, if there are people outside of you that you feel you can't trust, they are reflecting back to you the parts of you that you don't trust in yourself. So what can we do about that? Obviously, affirm, I trust myself completely. Let's give that a little bit of oomph. Go to my channel and you're on my channel. And go to the self-healing techniques. And then the fourth video in that series is how to reprogram your subconscious mind using brain integration activities. And in that video, I show you 2 brain integration activities that you can use while affirming. You are then installing the frequency of the beliefs that you want, whichever they may be. And one of the ones I use in that video is I trust myself completely. It's powerful. It's a powerful affirmation. I trust myself completely. If there's a part of you that doesn't trust you, then that will come up and be released while you are in the brain integration activities, while you follow that video. So take a look at that if that bit resonates with you. Another meaning of this card is because he's stealing the swords, which represent thoughts, it's like, don't let anybody steal your thoughts. Or Don't believe everything you think. Okay, so how do we want to go with this? It's about the fact that there is no one thought that stays with us forever. Our thoughts change. As we evolve, as we expand into higher levels of consciousness, our thinking changes. Of course it does. So he's a reminder of don't hang on too tightly. He's hanging on to these swords, which are thoughts and beliefs. He's hanging on to those beliefs and he's running with them. So I want to recommend, if that's resonating with you, that you might have some beliefs or some thoughts that are not serving you and you're hanging on to them. Your ego is hanging on to them. Okay, because although I work a lot with installing positive beliefs in order to counterbalance negative thinking, but actually the next stage, and this is the next step, right, this card, it's about releasing all thoughts. Can we get to that state where we don't even have an opinion? We were brought up to do public speaking or public debating or what have you. And you must have an opinion. If you haven't got an opinion, then you're not educated. No, if you haven't got an opinion, then you're liberated as far as I'm concerned. We don't have to have an opinion on everything. We can rise above it. That's what she's saying. Rise above all those opinions, because opinions are going to take you into a place of separation, usually. Not always, of course, depends on your opinion. But this is about opinions and realizing that we don't need to hold on so tightly. We can let go. And it's the ego that's stubborn. It wants to hold on to certain thoughts and beliefs. And we just don't have to. I'm going to recommend another video. It's from the Lessons in Awakening. It's I think it's number 15, and it's how to detach from your thoughts. How to detach from your thoughts, because he is so attached to these beliefs. He's running away and he's not going to let go. He's not going to let go of them. Let go of them. Let go of the swords. Drop the swords. Let go of them. You are creating your reality through your beliefs. Are your beliefs limiting you? Do you need to have that belief? You are the creator of your own reality. So if your answer to that question is yes, but this belief is true because I've had this experience and this experience and this experience. But the point is, those experiences, first of all, in the past. Secondly, they were when you were at a lower level of consciousness, that you were creating a reality at a lower level of consciousness. Now you have the opportunity and the offer coming in to do things differently, to think differently. That's what we're being asked to do, to think differently. Let's think about things that are not conflict. Think about things that are peaceful. And when you understand that you're the creator of your own reality, you can change. I mean, it's empowering, isn't it? Because it makes you realize that it doesn't matter what's happened in the past. It doesn't matter who you've identified with in the past. It doesn't matter what experiences you've had in the past. Even if you've fallen out with people or anything, it doesn't matter. It's about how you go forward now. So let's not take all these beliefs, the beliefs that got us stuck in those past issues and gave us those struggles and those experiences that we're looking back at. And we're going, oh no, I've got to stop that from happening again. No, just in the now moment, we'll go forward with just loving thoughts. Because if that's what you have, that's what you're creating. You are the creator. There's no one outside of you that can create your reality. There are people outside of you that will reflect back to you so that you're aware in every now moment of what frequencies you have within you. And then you're aware as to where you can make changes, because this is how we're making these massive changes. I hope that's clear. Let's have a look how we are coming. Sorry, I have to giggle, because when I put the seventh card, I actually said, this is interesting, isn't it, that we're doing a group reading and this is our energy, our individual energy. And I was like, which card can come up that can sum that up? Look, if you're watching this video, this card does not mean you're going to die. I just want to make that perfectly clear. If you are watching this video, you are not about to die physically, okay? But this card is a major arcana, and this card, horses, a positive movement forward, there's the new dawn. This is the card with the greatest capacity for change, not for change, for transformation. We have got the greatest capacity for change and the greatest capacity for transformation. But it has to come from these changes. And these changes are about being courageous and following your passions. It couldn't be clearer, could it? So there's some kind of, this could be like a near-death experience. They often say we should die while we're still alive, because when we just release it all, release, this is what I said to you before, nothing matters. Nothing matters because you are the creator of your own reality. So how can anything matter? The only thing that matters is that you do what you love with people that you love, and you create from the heart, and you follow, you answer the call. That's what we're being asked at these 11:11 portal energies. That's the loudest message I'm getting. Answer the call, because the you that you are being at the moment is not the you that you came here to be. There is a great awakening going on, and you are being called to service. You are being called to raise your frequency, tap into higher levels of consciousness, love yourself more, so that you can radiate the frequency of love to everything and everyone, so that you can be the love that is lacking in the world. You are the love that is lacking in the world. You have the power as the creator of your own reality to shift your reality and the consciousness level of humanity into a state of love. There is no greater transformation than that. This is the death of the ego. This is the death of the limiting beliefs. This is the death of the sorrow, the grief, the despair, the guilt, the shame, all of that, the nervousness, the anxiety, the worry. This is the death of all of that. This is the death of the you that you thought you were going to be. This is the death of the you that your parents thought you were going to be. This is the death of the parts of you that are not serving you. This is about you tapping into the all-encompassing power that you are. And you are that power now. You are that power now. You have that power now. Wow. So there is I got a little bit emotional there. There is so much more for you. There is so much more for each and every one of us. We are moving towards that level of love, but above the love, I talk about the love or above, we say, but love is 500 on that chart. The one above it is joy at 540, the chart. If you don't know what chart I'm talking about, just check out my Lessons in Awakening, the scale of consciousness. I use it all the time. Most of you that have commented will know the chart anyway, but that chart, you go 500 love, 540 joy, 600 peace. This is not about just love. This is about tapping in to that level of peace. The level of peace that you would have if you did physically die. When we physically die, I gather, there's just this peace. It's just this level of peace. We are being asked to bring that level of peace into physical form. We have to feel it before we physically die. We have to feel it before we physically die. When we feel that level of peace before we physically die, then we will create a physical world at that level. That is, I want to say that is conflict to peace. Conflict because that's the Five of Swords, which came before. This is the rough waters. Conflict to peace. Conflict to peace is a talk that my friend and mentor Liz Nagel is giving. She will be giving it in the garden retreat shortly. She is traveling around Ireland soon, focusing on how to shift from the frequency of conflict into the frequency of peace. So conflict to peace is what's going on. Also, resentment to love. Okay, there's your forgiveness as well as a spiritual lesson. There is so much that we need to learn about going from a place of conflict, conflicted thoughts, words that are not in harmony with our thoughts, and actions that are not in harmony with our words. So this is about harmonizing our thoughts, our words, and our actions, because that's when the most transformation occurs. Wow. So this transformation, it's powerful. And this has come up as our energy because we have the power. We have the power to do that. It's asking you to transform yourself. Wow. Okay, what's going on around us? Three of Pentacles. This is what's influencing us around us. There's collaboration. They're working together. I always think of this as a university. So I think of this as study. You're going to be rewarded for this study. For me, it's clear. Use the resources around you to study. It's what she was saying as well. She's reading the scriptures. This is what she's saying. She has this very psychic and spiritual position in life because of her knowledge through the scriptures combined with her divine love and wisdom. And so that's what this is saying as well. Pentacles is abundance, of course. There is financial security with Pentacles, but there's happiness, joy, and everything else. But I think this is a message saying, learn, study. This is about studying. If I can add a link to the description, I will put a link to the 7 Hermetic principles. It's like I said in the beginning, we're being asked to study how the universe is created and how we create our reality. Because when we really understand that stuff, then when we really embody it, that's when we can really take things to another level. So this is about studying, all these things. My lessons in awakening. And let's have a look at any other information. Be resourceful. She's my resourcefulness card. So Queen of Pentacles, she's looking at her abundance. She's living in abundance. She's financially secure. She's got the happiness, the joy. She's got everything that she needs. She's very practical. She's very grounded. She's grounding. She's got everything she needs and she's focusing on these higher frequencies, but she's grounding them. Mother Earth. Pentacles is earth, the earth element. So she's about coming back to nature as well, looking at Mother Earth's abundance. So let's feed ourselves off Mother Earth, right? Not just the food, but the beauty and the nurturing that nature gives us. She's very resourceful. If there's a food shortage, she'll be fine. She'll go and forage for food, or she will do breathing techniques to reduce physical hunger. I don't know why I felt like saying that, so that's an interesting one. But she is very resourceful. If she does take a leap of faith, and then she has a little bit of oh dear, what am I going to do? She knows what to do. She's got the resources that she needs. She has the love, the abundance, the everything that she needs, the financial security, the backing, everything. She understands that her abundance is attached to her level of consciousness. Our level of consciousness is our new currency. Okay? So you are creating your abundance from your frequency and not from your bank account. That's a really important point. She is very resourceful. So maybe she's downsized. Maybe she's, she's taken a leap of faith, doesn't have so much money, but maybe she doesn't need it because she's resourceful and she has everything she needs. And that in itself, when she realizes how abundant she is and how resourceful she is, that's what's going to create the abundance and resourcefulness outside of her. So as soon as you shift your thinking, you shift your abundance. So thank you, Queen of Pentacles, because that was a nice little reminder that I think we all needed. Let's go into the final outcome. spending, okay, so here we go. This is about spending more time retreating, relaxing, and resting. If you're getting worried, because we are a little bit unsettled, more time for yourself. And that's what's beautiful about moving away from the paradigm that says that, you know, you have to go to work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, because you don't. But you do need to rest when you need to rest. This is about retreating, making sure that you're not letting people outside of you influence you. Make sure that you are following your own divine guidance. You are spending your time how you want to spend it. That's a really important point. And solitude. He is in solitude. And we've got a little bit of solitude here as well, although this is typically the grief card, which is fine. This is about spending more time reflecting. So more time alone, more time reflecting, resting, sleeping more, because these energies coming in at this time are so powerful that it kind of knocks you for six a little bit. You need to rest more and sleep more. Spend more time on your own doing what you love, even if it's just sitting on a yoga mat, just or painting or whatever it is, playing the guitar, whatever it is that, you know, just pottering in the garden, whatever it is, how you like to spend your time, just give yourself that time to absorb, because what you're doing when you do that, even if you're just doing a jigsaw puzzle or something, or going for a walk with the dog, you're allowing the energies in, you know, and you're just letting them rest. You're resting and relaxing, and you might be physically moving, but allowing the energies to embody within your energy field. That's what I want to say. Now, here's a reminder that there is going to be some grief. I mean, of course there is, because the grief is going to come from when you realize that maybe the real you that's coming through isn't the you that you thought you were. I had this when I first moved to the garden retreat, or when I first moved to the mobile home in the garden retreat, before the garden retreat was created. And I didn't know why I was suddenly living. I was like, because it all happened after a tower card moment, for those that don't know. And I was suddenly living in a mobile home, thinking, this isn't how I was brought up to believe my life would be. You know, in your 50s, and all you've got to show for your life is a mobile home. It was like, what happened to the house that I was meant to be having, and the prestigious job, or, you know, the recognition or whatever? And it was, I suddenly realized that that wasn't who I was meant to be. And I had moments of grief when I realized that, you know, Deborah Jane isn't who I thought Deborah Jane was going to be. And I realized, this is quite an important one, I realized that I was not going to be the person that I thought my family wanted me to be. That was a big one. I realized that, you know, we're still subconsciously seeking approval, I think. Well, I was anyway. And I was like, you know, this isn't the way that my family thought that I was going to be. And there was a part of me that even felt quite shame. I felt shamed that I'm not being who I'm meant to be. But it was actually completely the opposite. It's completely the opposite. I am being who I'm meant to be, and who I'm meant to be is not the person that I thought I was going to be, or the person that I was brought up to be. So there was a part of me that felt that I was letting my family down, or letting my mum down, that I wasn't being the person that she could kind of show off to her friends, you know. It was like, but then you realize that when you stop seeking approval outside of yourself, and when you start approving of yourself, then the people outside of you will approve of you, because any mother only wants their children to be happy and healthy. And my mum actually said to me, you are happier and healthier than I've ever seen you. And I was like, yeah, because I have tapped into who I really am. And that's an important point. But there was a moment of grief. There was a moment of shame, where I was looking at all these things. Oh, I'm not this person with the big house. You know, I'm not this person with whatever. But turn around and have a look at what's coming in. because there was inspiration coming in that led me to buy the tent, which took me over the bridge to the goal. I don't know, this is how it works, right? You've got the bridge going to the goal in life. The castle in the background in tarot is your goals in life. And it was a completely different goal. And then the garden retreat was born, you know? But if you had told me 10 years ago, 5 years ago, that I would be living in a mobile home working from a tent in the garden, I wouldn't have believed you. And I would have thought, no, I'm going to be more successful than that. See? See? This is about not believing everything you think. We're coming back to not believing everything you think. We need to just be who we really are, and it may not be who you thought you were going to be. And it may not be with the person that you thought you were going to be. And it may not be in a house or a job or a country that you thought you were going to be. Something's changing. Something big is changing. Let yourself change with it. Let the real you come out. It is such a relief when you can be the real you. It's such a relief when you can be the real you. I want to say that again. It is such a relief when you can be the real you. And embody the fact that you're a gypsy working from a tent. Because when you realize that, you know, and it doesn't matter because everyone's going to do something different. So you're going to be different. You're not going to be doing that. That was me being authentic. But who are you authentically? Who is the real you? You know, and some of the things that you're striving for, are you sure that they're not part of the programming? I think they're part of the programming because we have a clarifier, which is the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords is my let go card. She's my let go. Let go. Let go of who you think you need to be. Let go of who you thought you should be. Let go of doing what you thought you should do. Let go of believing the things you thought you should. Let go of all of it because you are the creator. And this was quite cloudy. You couldn't see clearly, but now you can see clearly. Swords are thoughts, remember? Because we're moving away from the conflict into calmer waters. And the swords are upright now and positive thoughts. The transformation is still here with the butterflies in her crown and the butterfly on her throne. She has let go. She's used the sword to cut her ties to everything and everyone. Now that sounds harsh, but it's not. She's cut her ties, like her apron strings, even to like your grown-up kids. It's not just we have to die before we physically die. It's about letting go of everyone and everything. Let go even of your spouses and your grown-up kids. I don't mean let go, you know, walk away and leave them. I mean, let go of trying to control them. Let go of trying to push them into a certain direction. Let go of trying to change their opinions. Let go of telling them what to do. We need to let go of telling people what to do, which is a bit weird because I'm sitting here telling people what to do. But I'm not telling one individual person, and you guys have chosen to view. If people have chosen to join your video, your group, your lesson, your satsang, your talk, whatever it may be, then obviously they want to hear some kind of guidance. But this is about your closest, nearest, and dearest. Stop trying to change other people. We can't change other people. And that is one of the biggest lessons, and I nearly said saddest lessons, but it only seems sad in the beginning. Because when you stop trying to control other people, you know, you're not good enough at this, you need to change this, you need to change it. Let go. Let them find their own path. Turn around. They will find their own path, but their path will not be the one that you had planned out for them. Their path will not be the way you think it should be. And that's the way it's meant to be. That's good. That's good because they're not trying to be another you. They're trying to be them. They're trying to be them. So just let them be them. Let go. I'm not saying let go of caring, obviously, because when you get to this level of love, you just love and have so much love and compassion and gratitude for all these special people in your life. Of course we do. And we want to help them. But the best way to help them is by letting go of them. Because what you resist persists. So if you keep pushing them to be a certain way and you keep advising them to do things, first of all, they're going to get the message that they're not good enough as they are. They're going to feel nagged. So that's putting them in a contracted state. It's putting you in a contracted state because you're not happy with something that's outside of you. Do you see what I'm getting at? Whereas if you just let go, and it doesn't look like you don't care, and it's not that you don't care, but just let go of trying to change anyone. Love them where they're at. I know we say this, but there's a really, let people make their own mistakes. And we don't want to sit and watch people making mistakes, but they're not mistakes, are they? Because you've learned from what you've called mistakes. They're going to learn from what you're calling mistakes. To let go of them, let go of all of it. I want to say it's not about not caring about them, but it is about not giving a shit about the outcome. Stop caring about the outcome of everything and just love everyone as they are. Just let them feel that you love them as they are. That is going to raise their frequency so much more than if you try to change them. Even if you're coming from a place of love, even if you're coming from a place of, oh, you know what, darling, you really should try it like this. It's coming from a place of love. I know it is. But that's still you not feeling completely at peace. If you can trust them to follow their divine path, that's going to raise you and it will raise them. And if we can love everybody where they're at, and if we can take that love beyond our immediate family into our community, we can then take it into the collective and let people evolve through loving them. That's what she's saying. Let people evolve through loving them. I think that's the summary. Let people evolve through loving them. Any questions? Oh, it's 11:11 in England. Is it 11:11 in England? I was just looking, actually, it's 12:12 here now. But when I did say that, it was 12:11. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. And of course, you're in England. So it's 11:11. Let people evolve through loving them. Oh, Jessica, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Christine, thank you so much. I'm just going to have a little bit of a read of the messages. Oh, thank you. Hello, Rachel. Thank you. We all need more rest and relaxation. Well, I bet you do, darling. Yes. Yes, definitely. Because that's where the answers are. When we, if there's any questions, please put them in now because I'm on a roll. If not, no worries. But yes, what we don't realize is that we need to stop doing. You're so beautiful, Kathy. Wow, you're so beautiful. I love you. Yeah, what we don't realize, I think, is that we need to stop. And again, it doesn't have to be stopping physically, but we need to stop mentally, don't we? Because stillness is the access point to acceleration. And we're so busy running around doing, and then I'm going to go and do an exercise, and then I'm going to do, a healthy meal, and I'm going to do this. And so we think we're doing all the right things because we're doing all these positive things. But the best thing that we can do is to be, is to stop doing. Just stop doing, because that frees everything up. First of all, for the downloads, but it also just frees you up, because when you stop thinking. I mean, some people, it depends on your energy centers. Most people can stop on a mat. Yes, Christine, exactly. We're human beings, not human doings. Yes, exactly. when we some people, if you can stop physically as well, because that's what this card was kind of like saying, is kind of implying that we're physically relaxing. But for a lot of people, walking with their dog is physical relaxation. Swimming can be physically relaxing, you know. Yoga, of course, physically relaxing, you know, if you're doing restorative yoga and stuff like that. So it's not about not using your physical body, but also if you can meditate in an absolute physically still place, then that's perfect as well. But I do know a lot of people that struggle to sit still, and therefore their attention is going to be on trying to sit still, and it goes away from, you know, it changes the energy. So it doesn't matter what you're doing. Sit still, don't sit still. It's about calming the mind and being in that place of mental stillness. Because when we're in that place of mental stillness, that's when, I want to say acorns become oak trees. I have never said that before. That is so funny. That's when acorns become oak trees. What's that about? Is that time for me to go now? Acorns become oak trees. Yeah, definitely. Stillness is the access point to acceleration. So I am wishing you 100% tall oaks from little acorns grow. Yeah, definitely. Okay, I don't know whether there's a delay or not on the chat. Because there are options when you go in to delay comments, and I didn't want to delay the comments. So I don't know if there's a delay or not. It's difficult to tell. But if there are any questions, ask me now. If not, I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm going to thank you, first of all. Thank you so much for those of you that have joined me live on this. I gather this is going to go up anyway on the channel and will stay there, which is great. I don't have to upload it, so that's perfect. I'm feeling quite confident to do this again at some stage. But thank you so much. I have definitely felt the love from the comments. I really, really have. I'm feeling the love from the energy. 1111 portal energies coming in. Use them, enjoy them. I love you all. Have a fantastic 11/11. Bye for now.